That's understandable because you've just been thrown into the middle of a research in progress. The short answer to those questions is that PLN doesn't really know what's being heard either. The long answer involves a lot of theories, but the main one is that those sounds and voices are those that are used to torment and torture TIs and possibly other people. A person doesn't have to be a TI or get the whole TI experience in order to have symptoms of auditory hallucinations. TIs were the main focus when the research started. Two things that kept coming up was electronic harassment and hearing voices. These were the things that most people used to discredit TIs and call them crazy. However, TIs kept claiming that the voices and sounds were not in their heads, but caused by some technology. It really did sound crazy, but PLN hypothesized that if these voices were created by some technology, then they could be found outside of a TI's head. So PLN went searching for the voices. Once the voices were found, PLN had to find some ways to get other people to hear what some TIs could be subliminally hearing. Once that was accomplished, the research led to another name for hearing voices: auditory hallucinations. Looking further into that revealed that TIs and schizophrenics were not the only ones who supposedly hear voices in their heads. Average people with no mental illness hear voices too. That's when PLN realized that it wouldn't be fair to limit this part of the research to TIs. Symptoms of auditory hallucinations can affect anyone, TIs or non-TIs, those who believe TIs and those who don't. There were no boundaries here. If PLN's research and groundbreaking findings can possibly help everyone, then it should help everyone. It should help as many people as possible. PLN's research could make it possible for those who have symptoms of auditory hallucinations to get better assistance, better care, and improve the quality of their lives. The general public thinks that TIs are crazy tinfoil hat people. With the way the media presents TIs, it isn't surprising that the general public has come to this conclusion. Most TIs are not crazy delusional people. They are sane and rational people who have found themselves living in a real nightmare. The TIs have generally made many claims that seem outrageous, and to try to go through those one by one will take a long time. That is why PLN chose to take a step-by-step approach, starting with auditory hallucinations. The general public and TIs have at least one thing in common. Both have a percentage of people who experience auditory hallucinations. By starting the research on this, the research is now inclusive and can benefit both the general public and TIs. Auditory hallucinations happen when people hear things that aren't there and there's no outside stimulus. The cause of auditory hallucination is really unknown. For the general public, researchers pointed to some defects in the brain or psychiatric causes. For TIs, they have pointed to technology or psychiatric causes. What causes auditory hallucinations is not the focus of PLN's research right now. The main focus is to find the voices and develop devices that can make the voices audible to people other than the inflicted person. Why? Because this can allow the person to get the assistance needed to eliminate and prevent auditory hallucination. Auditory hallucinations have a negative impact on people's lives. The person experiencing auditory hallucination can feel isolated, scared, and hopeless. After all, no one else can hear the voices, and they are often looked at as if they are crazy. This can leave the person stuck and at the mercy of the voices in their heads. Addressing this issue can allow the person to get help that can actually prevent the voices rather than unnecessary procedures and medications that could end up causing more harm than good. The next important reason is that too often the voices tell people to do things that are harmful to themselves and others. It is common for children or adults who appear to have mental health issues to say that they did something because the voices in their heads told them to. When a person who experiences auditory hallucinations becomes psychotic, it is usually caused by the voices or the voices played a big part. Many people who experience auditory hallucinations say that the voices can be mean, aggressive, and tell them to do things they don't want to do. PLN's research has shown that the voices often torment, torture, and threaten the target to try to coerce them to do things. The coercion takes many forms, from repeating unwanted songs, sounds, imagery, etc., to preventing the target from sleeping so that she or he naturally becomes less resistant and psychotic from sleep deprivation. In some cases, it's not that the person experiencing auditory hallucination doesn't say no, it's that they have been coerced by devious methods into doing harmful things. Finding a way to detect and hear the voices can help prevent the person from harming themselves or others. This is really groundbreaking research that has the ability to help many people, save lives, and change lives for the better. For the past few weeks, PLN has let the world hear the subliminal system. Every week, the viewers got to listen in on research sessions. Some of those sessions appeared on YouTube Live, and all of those sessions are available on PLN's Patron. It seems that Going Subliminal and the S.O.S sessions are a little too intense for the YouTube channel, so both will now mainly appear on PLN's Patron, with only a few key sessions going on PLN's YouTube channel. So, if you want to hear all of the Going Subliminal and S.O.S sessions, become a patron. See any Going Subliminal YouTube videos description box for more details. Since PLN has spent about a month letting the viewers hear the subliminal system, it's time to hear from the TIs. PLN wants to give TIs an outlet to talk about what is happening to them. TI Hour Live will be free, and TIs can call in or use the chat to talk about the main topics. PLN is still working on the logistics and time schedules for TI Hour Live, so stay tuned to find out when it will be on. There's also the Patrons TI Hour, which will be only $10 a month. The hour will have 10 TIs each. There could be a main topic, or the TIs could just talk about whatever they want, and everyone will get guaranteed time to talk. Each TI will be heard. Since it's only 10 people per group, there is more time to hear from everyone. That will be every week, and some participants can be guests on TI Hour Live. Some sound bites from the Patrons TI Hour may be heard on TI Hour Live, but the full session will be available only on PLN's Patreon. Research updates will be made on the PLN's YouTube channel from time to time to keep non-patrons informed on how the research is going. It will not be as intense as the full sessions, and it will offer only the basic information. The sessions and the videos have offered a glimpse of some ways to protect against the psychopathic network. The voices can be heard outside the TI's head and can be destroyed. While this is good news, please still proceed carefully. It took PLN a while to get the capabilities to fight back against the psychopaths. Even PLN had to know when to retreat, when to observe, and when to fight. If a TI attempts to destroy the voices, be careful, because incidents have occurred where the psychopath network used a TI's attempt to destroy their presence to make the TI attack and destroy herself, in odd ways. While the TI survived, she realized that she may have destroyed things that actually protected her from them, therefore giving them a way to cause more harm. PLN is trying to develop a device so that a person who has a psychiatric cause for hearing voices can use it to find and hear the voices outside his or her head. This can help with trying to prevent or get rid of the voices. Hope this open letter has helped viewers to better understand why it is important to address auditory hallucinations. PLN is looking forward to hearing from TIs during the TI Hour discussions. Thank you for your time.